Some injury news for you guys for our Detroit Lions versus the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, Week 7 of the 2022 NFL season, and it's good news. Finally, regarding the injury front, the Lions are getting a little bit healthier, and help is on the way. Real excited to talk about this because these injuries and these players that is returning has big implications for the Detroit Lions. And I'm not just talking about right now, but I'm talking about for the rest of this season. We're going to be talking about Joshua Paschal, John Cominsky. We're going to get into it. But before we get into this video, if you're not a subscriber from Lions Nation Unite, gently hit that subscribe button. Easy to do so, and we give you Detroit Lions content 6 to 7 days a week. With that said, let's just go ahead and start this intro. Here you go, folks. So here are the players that have been injured, and we're going to discuss them, and I'm going to talk about what the impact means, returning or not returning. First off, John Cominsky is returning versus the Dallas Cowboys. This is extremely important to understand because when John Cominsky was on this defensive line, he primarily played the Michael Brocker spot. The Lions' pass rush was actually working. You were seeing Ada Hutchinson able to get to the quarterback. You were seeing that, quarterbacks like Carson Wentz was unable to stand in the pocket. And ever since Cominsky has been injured and not on the defensive line for the Lions, the defensive line has been absolutely cheeks. So with him returning, can the Lions finally get the pass rush that we so desperately need? He is better than Michael Brockers, and we've seen the difference between when Brockers is in and when Cominsky is in. It's a big, big difference. So happy to see him to return to the lineup, and it's going to open everything up for the rest of the edges, not just Ada Hutchinson, but whoever is on the opposite side. If it's going to be Austin Bryant, Julian Okwara, really don't know right now. I'm going to assume Austin Bryant's definitely going to be in there, but we need to be able to get pressure on a returning player in Dak Prescott who has been injured. He may be a little bit rusty. So if we can get that pass rush, the Lions do have a chance in this game. It's all about the trenches, as we know. It's always about the trench warfare. In this game specifically, because of the injury to Dak Prescott, because of the rust he may have, maybe Ada Hutchinson goes off and shows us what he was doing before the injury of John Cominsky. So super excited for him to return. Joshua Paschal is making his debut. This is awesome. This is all I've wanted to see. Been waiting to see what Joshua Paschal is going to do for the Detroit Lions. We drafted this guy, again, for the defensive line to be able to obviously rush the passer, but primarily he's really good at stopping the run, and the Detroit Lions is one of the worst teams in the NFL to stop the run. Run defense is butt cheeks, and we're going to be going against a really good running backs duo in Elliott and Pollard, so having him be able to come into the game and help clog the middle will be essential for the Lions in this game and going forward. Now, my assumption is Paschal potentially be on a snap count, so he may not be on defense every single time because he is coming back from injury, and you got to get your body adjusted. Still, if it's rundowns, I can see him on there, or in specific sets regarding trying to maybe a 3rd and long type of thing going for the Dallas offense. So, man, that is probably the single biggest thing I'm paying attention to this game is Joshua Paschal. My eye's going to be on him because we haven't seen anything from him, and we invested a 2nd-round pick in him. This coaching staff wanted him. Brad Holmes wanted him. Really important to see what he can do to this defense and help it out. This defense needs all the help we can get. We are a bad defense. So really excited to see him debut on Sunday. Jerry Jacobs, not 100% sure. 50-50 here. If he can play, that's awesome because he is a pretty good corner for the Lions. He's better than, obviously Will Harris, Amani Owarie, even Chase Lucas. If he can get on the field, be opposite of Jeffrey Okudah, that is good for the secondary. The secondary's been freaking ripped up so far this season. This whole defense has, but the secondary has had a lot of issues. And if Jerry Jacobs can return, man, oh man, this could make big dividends for the Lions defense. I'm not asking them to go from 32-1. I'm asking them to go from 32 to 38, or sorry, to 27, 28. That's what I'm asking. That can happen. The Lions have a chance because the offense, as up to the New England Patriots point, is pretty good. So real excited to see him. If he doesn't return, it will be versus the Miami Dolphins. He is nearly here to give a boost to the Lions secondary. Amon-Ra St. Brown looks to be returning this game. Big boost for the Lions offense. Obviously a good possession receiver ever since he had that ankle issue, the high ankle sprain. He's been ineffective on offense. And for me, if he's not 100%, I really don't want him to play in this game because we're talking about a high ankle sprain. We don't want this issue to plague him throughout the rest of this year. But if he's good to go, it will boost the offense out. Good third down receiver for Jared Goff to look to. Big play guy. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best players on offense. DeAndre Swift making his return as well. Really good for the Lions run game. Again, he's been on a snap count since this season, so I'm going to assume it's probably the same thing, 12 to 15 snaps. Still, it gives that big play running back that we've missed since he's been off the field. You know, we have a good running game. I'm not really concerned about the running game, Jameson Williams, Craig Reynolds, but he does bring a dimension that we don't currently have. That's just that big play. The guy that can run for 50 yards and break one. So him in the game, it will force the defense to pay attention. This is still, though, a really, really good defense. But you can run on them. They're 19th in the NFL run defense. So the Lions should come up with some good running plays and at least put respectability to the run game. So real excited to see him on the field for the Lions again. It's going to be probably a snap count for them. Josh Reynolds, iffy here. I don't know if he's going to play in this game. He did not practice yesterday. 50-50 on this one. Hopefully he can play. He is an underrated player for the Detroit Lions offense. He does make, Jared Goff does look for him for these, the big conversions because we're talking about Chark here in a minute. Him and Goff have a good connection, so hopefully he can play. We do need Josh Reynolds on this field. He is a contributor that will get this offense moving. It's not just Amon-Ra St. Brown. We need other help from other wide receivers as well, and Josh Reynolds has been a security blanket, a guy who can get it done. So right now it looks 50-50. DJ Chark is out in this game. He's in a boot, and he may not be playing for a while. Does it really matter? He hasn't done anything for the Lions offense this season. He looks to be a non-factor on offense for the Lions. So him and not being on the field, does it really matter? Probably not. In all honesty, he hasn't done anything. And it's sad because we gave this guy $10 million this year, and he continues to have injury issues, something that we got from Jacksonville. Learn a lesson there. But we got decent depth. Tom Kennedy will be in his spot, I'm sure, or, relatively, just depending on what wide receiver you want to put out there. He's a non-factor. I'm not really upset about it. The only thing I'm upset about is looks like it's another player that we signed and it's ineffective for this team. That's the more frustrating thing about it. It was a 50-50 shot. Look, he does have talent, but he's injury prone. He just hasn't shown the talent when he was healthy on the field this year. Dropped some passes, miscommunication. It is what it is. Charles Harris is probably not returning this game at all. Dealing with an issue that may plague him for a while. So Is that a problem? It is a problem when you want to have different pass rushers coming in and out for the Lions' defensive line. But he's been ineffective this year as well when healthy. So was it kind of a one-year wonder last year? Potentially. I still get to like to see Austin Bryant. I like his potential probably a little bit more, in all honesty, right now. Romeo Okwara, not going to be in this game. He may not play this season. If so, it'd probably be the back end of the season. So if he plays, that's just a plus, in all honesty. Levon Uzurike done for the year. Had back surgery. Not returning at all. No update on Big V. He may not return. He may at the end of the season. Just really no update on him. Jameson Williams, from last I heard is Thanksgiving, he could make his return. He may not play this year. It's one of those deals where you just kind of take it week by week with Jameson Williams. You got to understand he's the long-term investment for this team. To have him return before he needs to would be a deficit. He is the guy we're building upon. We're not just trying to win a game with him. We're trying to be a team that will be good for years to come offensively. That's what he is all about. You know what it's all about is going to LNUshop.com for the latest and greatest gear for Lions Nation Unite. Go ahead, check it out. Sweet shirts, hats, cups, mugs. Get your fandom in there. I love it. You should as well. Upcoming videos, again, post-game show on Lions Nation Unite, 5:30. We'll have Herman Moore on here. We'll get the guys. I'm sure maybe Dosa Dion, those guys will get on. Everything Kings, just depending on everyone's schedule. But we're going to have the post-game show. Get ready for that. It's going to be a fun one. With that said, folks, adios.
Perfect.